this is Jessica from Jessica's Art Studio, and today I'm going to show you guys one of two Christmas art kits that I have available. This one is our clay gnome ornaments. Look at how cute these are! To order your kit, go ahead and click the link below, or if you've already ordered your kit and you're ready to create, let's get started. For this project, you're going to be able to create two gnomes out of the clay that you have. You're able to pick whatever three main colors that you want for the body and for the hats, as well as skin tones and the beards. I'm going to create one gnome that's wearing green and one gnome that's wearing red. I start by rolling the body into a small circle and then applying a little bit of pressure to turn it into more of an oval shape. Then let's add the arms. I took off two more smaller pieces of the same color dough, and I'm rolling them into small worms. Now I'll do the same for my gnome wearing red. There, now that my body is put together, we're going to create our beard next. So pick out what color beard you'd like, or you can mix up colors of clay to create your own color beard. For example, I'm going to mix a small bit of gray into my white. And this created a really cool marbled gray and white beard. Now that I have the color that I want, I'm going to squish my clay to form almost a cone or a pear shape. So it's a little bit thinner at the top. Then I attach that to the front side of one of the bodies, like this. Then for my second gnome that's wearing red, I'm going to give it just a white beard. Now that my beards are attached to the front of my gnome's bodies, I'm going to use my clay tool and add some texture into the beard. By using the pointed part on my clay tool, I can push in to leave little dots, I can scratch long lines to leave texture. It's really up to you. Now that my beards have texture, I'm going to go ahead and choose a skin tone for my green gnome and for my red gnome. The next part is to add tiny hands and a tiny nose. Each of those are just going to be small circles. So I rip off a tiny piece to create two hands and a third circle to be my nose. I'll add my tiny circles to the bottom of the arms like that. 1 and 2, and then the nose goes on top of the beard, like that. Now I'm ready for my red gnome. Alright, now that my gnomes have their noses, beards, and hands attached to their bodies, I'm ready to create hats for both of my gnomes. I'm going to give my red gnome a red hat and my green gnome a green hat. The shape of the gnome hat is a long cone shape, so by applying pressure on one side of my circle, it's going to start to slowly get longer and skinnier towards the top of the hat and wider towards the brim of the hat, like this. Before I attach my hat, I'm taking my fingers and I'm giving the bottom of the hat a slight pinch like this so that it creates a nice flat surface to stick to the top of my gnome. Then I attach both pieces. For my green gnome, I think I want to make a hat that's swirled with two colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of white and add it to my green. By rolling both pieces into a long worm like this, sticking them together, and then twisting. I'm going to create a really cool spiraled pattern out of my clay. Ta-da! And now I'll make the shape of my hat. Of course, if you'd like to add little tiny candy canes, now would be the time to do that before we get ready to bake. To make a traditional red and white striped candy cane, I have a tiny piece of white and a tiny piece of red. I'm going to roll these into 2 worms, stick them together, and then twist. The shape of a candy cane is like a very small hook. Then I will attach it to my gnome by placing 1/2 in the hand, and maybe the other half lays across the beard. Alright, before we can bake our gnomes, we need to open up our small package of extra decorations and see if we can find the small little hook that's going to be baked into the top of your gnome. Alright, inside of your kit you have 2 of these. On the very top is a little hook, and that's where you're going to end up putting your ribbon for your ornament. So make sure that that part stays out while you bake, and you squish the long skinny part into the top of your gnome's hat, like this. Alright, now my gnomes are ready to bake. I'm going to place them on aluminum foil and bake them for 15 to 20 minutes at 275 degrees. Depending on your oven, keep a close eye to make sure that they don't burn. My clay is done baking and I've let it cool for a little bit, so now I'm ready to add my top layer of glitter paint. From my art kit, I have my paintbrush, my 2 colors of glitter paint. I've also grabbed a paper towel and some water, and feel free to eat a peppermint while you paint. Now that my gnomes are painted, I'm going to go ahead and let them dry and decorate my ribbons while I wait. Ta-da! Guys, I hope that you have fun creating your 2 little gnomes. I would love to see what you guys come up with, so feel free to share your photos with me. And then if you've had a lot of fun with this kit, go ahead and click the link below to order my second Christmas art kit, which is the painted wooden ornaments. Have fun!